I was with some Swiss investors the other day, and there seemed to be a consensus in the room that this was the most unpopular sector in the world for investment. And what's that noise? That next door, is it? Yeah. And the other thing that popped up was that what's the catalyst for a particular company or stock to stand out from the rest in what's the most unpopular sector for investment in the world today, according to the Swiss investors. Well, what you're looking at on the screen is I think, what the catalyst is for KEFI from that point of view. And to explain what I mean, we formed an exploration company about a decade ago, and we focused on the Arabian-Nubian Shield, starting in Saudi Arabia, based on analogues in Western Australia. And 4 years ago, we opportunistically acquired a project in Ethiopia. We went really at almost gangbusters, frankly, the first couple of years. We expanded the resource from 1.1 to 1.7 million ounces. We completely overhauled the feasibility studies. We got it fully permitted. We started contracting it for construction and mining. We lined up a mining bank to be the project financier. And then Ethiopia went bad on us, really, for a couple of years. I was been there most of the last 4 years, so it's all relative. I would say that a bad Ethiopia is still better than most of Africa from a geopolitical risk point of view. But nevertheless, the highly publicised states of emergency frightened away our financier, our mining financier, the bank. And early this year, what you see on the screen has been an event in Ethiopia which completely transformed the country's prospects. And it's hard to overstate the importance of that event. From that, we have gone forward and made quite a number of initiatives this year, which I'll take you through. First of all, I think I've more or less stated everything that's on that slide, and that's what the community consultation looks like. We're about to start community resettlement in the first quarter for development to start, construction to start in the second quarter of 2019. That has, if you like, flowed from the change of Ethiopia's political atmosphere earlier this year. It's the highest growth country in Africa. It's been in the top 10 growth countries of the world every year for almost 20 years. And it's sort of game on, if you like, for this new gold sector. They're very, very hungry for hard currency exports, and this is a ripe project that is ready to get going. I think I've said much of what's on that slide. We started over in Saudi Arabia, and we acquired this project, Tulu Kapi, over in Ethiopia, within the Arabian-Nubian Shield. Our market cap at £8 million, or thereabouts, is but a fraction of our beneficial interest in the main project, a bankable open pit, let alone the 5.5 gram underground deposit underneath it and the other things in the company. So that catalyst is really what I think will transform this company going forward from where we are today and moving through the things we have on our plate coming up in a few months. The analogue peers put together by Cantor Fitzgerald shows the discount here and the re-rating that should take place if the theory of ratings according to peers holds. And you can see as it goes from pre-construction into construction where the re-rating should be theoretically according to the peer analogues. At the same time, recently, in preparation for what's looming, we've reconfigured and expanded our board. We've split the role of chair and MD. I'm now MD, and we brought on a non-exec appointment for chair. And Norman Ling, non-exec, former ambassador to African Union and Ethiopia. and Mark Tyler, our mining banker who at Nedbank, who had to withdraw from the transaction a couple of years ago for a number of reasons, including the Ethiopian situation at that time, has since left Nedbank and has joined our board. And John, the finance director. Also, we've brought on operators into the senior executive team in preparation for what's looming. David on the left is arguably one of the top mining executives in the world. I don't say that flippantly or lightly. He was MD of Billiton, and you can see the quality in the platform we've created here, with the largest land position outside of the government in Saudi Arabia, and the first mover position and a very large land position in Ethiopia. And we are in pole position in both countries with a quality platform, with quality partners, first-tier managers, first-tier contractors, about to start that process in the new year. The platform that I was just alluding to over in Saudi Arabia, Artar, is an Al Rashid company, Al Rashid being a family in the Fortune 50 list, very decent people we've worked with for 10 years. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the largest ground position in Saudi, but we do. And over in Ethiopia, the government is putting money in to make this happen. And ANS Mining, that other investor there, is an investment company for local banks and insurance companies, institutions in Ethiopia, investing their local currency, if you like, into this hard currency asset. They have amassed retained earnings in the country in their own currency, and they're not allowed to invest outside of Ethiopia, and this is a way for them to have a hard currency underlying asset for their investment in this new sector, with the government sort of having anointed us, if you like, as a reliable bunch of people that one should be able to trust and move forward with. Ausdrill and Lycopodium won the tenders and been in Africa 25 years, both of them. So it's, I think it's a first-class platform, if I may say so, for a first-class opportunity. And as I say, that event earlier this year is what allowed us to get on with it. This is just showing that all the sign-offs are done, technical sign-offs, independent sign-offs. All the work was done by our people, operators who've done this before, but obviously one has to get independent sign-offs for compliance reasons for everybody's governance. There's not a lot of time left in this very brief introduction, but I'll just give you a little picture, or a couple of pictures. It's our holdings in Saudi, as well as some other principal deposits. Whilst Saudi's been overhauling its regulations, we've been quietly pegging and reshuffling our portfolio. We have 24 VMS systems on this world-class structure that we've now pegged, and a scale comparison to the Bisha structure over in Eritrea is there just by example to show the scale of what we've pegged. That's the first license granted under the new regs to us, a particular area of ours, that 6-kilometre Gossan, never been drilled, and that's our geophysics. So the metal's beneath us. There's some copper there, we can see it on the ground. This is the sort of quality of exploration opportunity you can get in Saudi Arabia, because the country's been sort of off limits, you could say. That's what Tulu Kapi in Ethiopia looks like. It's not drought-prone desert sort of land. This is fertile chocolate brown soil with a heavy wet season in the middle of each year. And that hill on the right is the deposit. I think I've mentioned most of these things. The issues we're going through now are what you'd call procedural or administrative. All the large main permits are in place. We're over here where the main gold area is for the country, and to the left. Thank you.